Hello, everyone. It's Katrine with Blend Precisely, and I'm going to start sharing my screen immediately. Let me just take care of that. Share screen, entire screen over here, and now you should see it. Perfect. Wonderful. So today we are going to go through the add your own ingredient. So for everybody that is new with Blend Precisely, you might or might not know that Blend Precisely has already all kinds of pre-populated ingredients in here you can use while you're actually creating your own recipes, formulations, anything like this. So this database has over 1100 raw ingredients, and the same with packaging. Now you have the possibility to obviously copy over your own ingredient from Blend Precisely and then work in it. So you can already start with everything pre-populated, but with your own pricing, with your own suppliers, with your own everything. We are not going to go deeply into this one. Today, we are really going to talk about adding a raw ingredient with specifically add new ingredient tab over here. We're not going to do manage suppliers today. We're not deleting anything really. So we are just going to look at everything that is working over here. So I'm going to start with add new ingredient. So we're just going to simply click in here, and then we're going to go through every single detail here in this pop-up. That's how you call this. It's a pop-up. So quickly, if you have the basic version of Blend Precisely, you will not have the option of pre-populating your ingredient details with AI. And the reason is simply AI costs money, and we need to preserve this for the Pro and the Pro Plus members. So we have to do it manually, and that is totally okay too, because you can choose from the drop downs, you can add your own ingredient details and everything as you know it. Now, if you do have the option to just simply put in a website link, that's of course the easy one to do. So today I wanted to show you how to put in this preservative, Phenonip. And I just wanted to show you how it just goes from a regular brambleberry ingredient. And if you have any questions, do let me know. So you can choose any kind of ingredient from any websites. A little bit of caution here, not every website will allow you to basically go to their website and grab the data and put it into Blend Precisely. So if they do it, like Brambleberry, that's very kind because it will save you a lot of time. Same as Lotion Crafter does it, and Floriana does it, and so on. So there are some good suppliers that actually allow you to simply grab their website link, and then you can add it. So let's start with this one over here. I'm going to copy the URL. I'm going to come back into Blend Precisely. I'm going to put it in here and say pre-populate with AI. And then we'll pre-populate it. Oh, there's no sound. Let me just quickly see. Let me check. Just a second. No, there should be sound. Orientation settings are disabled. Audio, no, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let me check over here. Live. Okay, it's working. Oh, okay, Jean. I'm glad. I was like, oh no, is that me? It could be, we've had this before. All right, so you pre-populate your ingredient over here. Then it's going to come up with whatever we could actually see on the website. So there's not always, you have occasions where some of the things will not be available or they're structured in a weird way, so they will not come up in the right way. So what we can find, we will. So here's the ingredient name. The preservative is true. This one here seems to be the INCI name. Quite a few ingredients, sub-ingredients or constituents. There is no Latin name, botanical name, often just for plant families. Extraction method, again, it's a synthetic. Let me just double check here what's going on. Yeah, there we go. It's a synthetic preservative. So there's not much we can add here, and that's all it is pretty much. It's a preservative. It did pull the supplier Brumbleberry. If you don't have it in here, it might add it, or it will add it. And then $2.99 and 1 ounce. Just double check that this is true. It's grabbing it really nicely, and everything is always getting better with AI. So, but still double check 1 ounce, $2.99. It's coming up. Expiration date, obviously, I will only know if I have it in my hands. Order number, same. Batch number, the same. Density, you can figure out sometimes in the STS report. So let's download the STS report because we need it anyway in a moment. The solubility, sometimes you can find the solubility here. Let me just check. And you could search, but it doesn't say here. It's probably soluble in water, but here, hang on, mold, bacteria, lotion, and scrubs. So maybe it's soluble in both, actually. Total weight in products, 0.5 to 1% for both products. That's already mentioned here nicely. I don't need the percent sign. And then pH, some suppliers are really good with it, like Lotion Crafter, they really do it well. But it's not mentioned here either. But here's the INCI name, it grabbed that, and then the common name is here. Okay, so that's maybe an interesting note you want to add at the bottom in a moment. We can do that too. So let's go down here. Oh, it added it already automatically. So let's go down and just talk about CAS numbers for a moment. So as you know, Mokra, IFRA, any of these people are getting closer and closer and closer in on us when it comes to keeping track of your documents, keeping track of CAS numbers. They're going to start looking more and more into what your CAS numbers are, and they want to see it in your recipes. So I would suggest that you start uploading the documents, but also entering the CAS numbers. And there are a few ways you can do this. First of all, when you have an STS document, which is a safety data sheet, it will give you a CAS number. It often will give you also density. Let's see. Here's the density, for example. And then you can copy this one out and put it in here, because then your calculations are 100% amazingly perfect. And then you can go back to the STS and then search for CAS, C-A-S. Here you go. And as you can see, you've got here a couple of CAS numbers. Now there's a difference between CAS and CAS. There is a product CAS number, and that is, let's say you have lemon essential oil, right? So lemon essential oil, there's a CAS number for the product. But we all, especially our aromatherapists, we know that there are a ton of constituents within one lemon essential oil bottle. So what they do, and that's not us at Blend Precisely, that's not anybody creating the product. It is basically that somebody at one point came up that every single constituent should have a CAS number as well. And it's true, because they are all different. We have thousands and thousands, 20, 30, 40,000, I don't even know at this point, different constituent CAS numbers. And each CAS number stands for example for a specific constituent like limonene, or when you go into let me see if I have one open. Actually, let me show you, because I think it is really important to understand that. Let's just take lemon, right? Let's see if we can find lemon essential oil. And let's grab lemon. Oh, that's lemon verbena. That's beautiful too. But lemon, wow, lemon here. Let's take lemon organic and let's go down to technical documents. That's Floriana. And then let's download a GCMS report, and let's download as well. Let's put this one here, lemon. And let's download the MSTS report, because I really wanted to stop here. And I know it's not the sexiest subject, but it's important if we want to stay compliant and professional. So let's open up both of these ones. Okay. All right, so here, each of these constituents, they all should, and most of them have a different CAS number. And in addition, when you look for just lemon essential oil, you might even find a CAS number for the product itself. Lemon essential oil CAS number. So here you go, CAS number for lemon essential oil. So you will find this one, but then in addition, you will find a whole ton of more constituents on your, where is it again? Here, for each of these ingredients. And the reason we need those ones actually is to see if there are any allergens in them. So if you're familiar with IFRA, they have a ton of allergens listed, 900 over 900, I believe, different constituent numbers that we have incorporated into Blend Precisely. So when you come here, you will see primary CAS number for Phenonip. So that is the product you entered here on top. So there's a primary CAS number, like the first CAS number, the product CAS number. For lemon essential oil, it would be, for example, 8008568. Okay, so that is the one you put in here. And let's grab it. It's here on top somewhere, I believe, if they put it. Let's see, CAS. They don't put the entire product CAS number in here. Oops, let's go back. Let's find it again. And that's on top of it. Every supplier is very different in how they communicate these important information to you. So for example, here it is not in. So if you were to put in the name, you can look up Phenonip and see if we can find it. That is my second search for this word. These are all the constituents within Phenonip. So if you don't find it, what I do, and that is normally not the case, I go in here and look it up here. Okay, and then I have the constituent number here somewhere, CAS number 8066834. Okay, I come over here and put it in, and oops, put the CAS number in, and that's the CAS number then. So most of the time, the system here will find it, just not this one, and I didn't copy it. Copy, come over here and put it in here, okay? So this is it. And then you just click Add Raw Ingredient, and then those documents will become available. So let's just add this ingredient. Okay, and then you see that there are sub-constituents coming up. So here it is the primary CUS number for the product. Now we have here constituents that you would want to add if you have them on your STS sheet. And that's important to know that every supplier needs to give you an STS. By the way, MSTS, STS, same thing. They need to give you a report, an STS report. You can request it, it's your right, and you need it because MOCRA, IFRA, all the EU standards, Japan, wherever you go, they want to see if there are any allergens in your products. So if somebody is not supplying you an STS report, don't buy from them. Same where you would say, if they don't give me a GCMS report, I'm not going to purchase there. But STS report is even more important because it will and should give you all the information that you need. There are allergen reports, there are IFRA reports, there are a ton of other reports, as you can see here. You should be able to request from the supplier. So make them do that because it is important for your business. If somebody gets an allergy from your product, they will hunt you down and they will ask then, the FDA will send you a letter and the health department and who not else, and they will ask you proof of your diligence you did as a supplier of your product. So make sure that you find those reports, you put in the CUS numbers, and you add them to your system. If you have GCMS reports, you can literally upload the GCMS report. You know that, click them, they parse them, and then those allergens will automatically be added to your system already. If you're working with anything else but essential oils, hydrosols, any kind of preservatives, any other ingredient, you need to enter them most likely by yourself. So if you go back to this report, you saw that we have two CUS numbers here. One is for water and one is for this lovely ingredient called ammonium hydroxide. So these two you want to add separately here. So let's just add them. So you can do it in several ways. You can search here, you can add them here. I like to use this one down here. So when you start adding the CUS number, all you need to do is basically grab the CUS number, put it over here, and click water or say water, and then put the percentage in it. I think it's at 70 to 90%, so this one is always wacky a little bit. And click the little checkbox. And then you add the second one they give you, in this case, ammonium hydroxide, and you add this one too. Oh, CUS number needs to be exactly. And then let me just add the name as well. And do this and say it has 30 and then click check. Hang on, did I do something wrong? I must have done something wrong. Let's grab this one more time. Add this. The name country fields must be filled. Okay. So this one should go in here as well. I feel like I'm doing something wrong right now. Ah, here it is. Sorry, I must have done something. And then you can double check also here with AI if that is correct. But normally the STS reports will tell you that this is correct. And then you have those two in, it will show up here. GCMS reports, again, they are parsed for you. You can add them and then it's coming up automatically. For STS or anything else but essential oils, you need to go through the pain and adding them. Once they're in here, you will automatically have access to all of your data while you're doing the formulations. And that's important. So I know it is a little bit complicated, but we need to start really looking at everything gets a little bit more tight when we are creating products. And you can talk to Carrie Adams. She's in Ohio, one of the worst states apparently. Marie Gale, if you sign up to her newsletter, you will see and get a lot of information. But this information, to have this in your products, is important. Now, do I put them in immediately when I have an idea and create a product? No. I go first and create something. I want to have the joy still of creating everything. And then I go back once I figured out this product works, and I will then go in and add all of the missing information. But in general, I want to have those here. And then I would upload an STS report. And I don't know if I just downloaded them. Let's see, STS downloads. Here we go. I would then go ahead and upload it. For example, this one was from Brumbleberry, but I would upload it so I have it in my record trail. And when somebody comes to me when I used the document, and then you can just close it and it's here. When somebody comes to me and says, okay, Katrine, you used Phenonip in your formulation, I want to see all the documentation. I'm like, cool, fine, I've got it all here ready for you to go. So that's why when you really start creating the products for the public and you're bringing them out there, you want to have an audit trail of everything you did. And the good thing is you can add information down here. They will show up. You can then click Save Changes. You can come back. You can add anything later. So we have made it now at this point really for you important. This one still changed. Preservative. I think, Jean, that's the problem you saw before. Let me see if it's changed that. Save changes, because Seth was working on it today. Yeah, now it works. Okay, so that is just important to know that every ingredient, the more you add in information, the easier it will be for you to save, to have all the records in place. Because now when you come over to your skincare formulation and you create those formulations, and we call them skincare, but in theory, every product designer can use it, including aromatherapists, you will have the information right here, right? So you don't need to worry about it. So if you put in Phenonip right now and you hover over everything, or you want to make changes, you can make changes on the fly here now too. So the adding of ingredients is super important to go as detailed as you need. If there would be any allergens in this one here right now, and you would be using it, let's say 100%, and it has allergens, it will come up under the IFRA status here. So you will see that something will come up and you will be alarmed. So that's the nice thing about the skincare formulation version. If you were to put something in, cannot exceed, it will say that. Okay, great. Let me do 1% and then 99%. Anything that is not steam distilled will then show up with an IFRA warning for you right here as well, if you entered the information before. So that's important to know, that you need to enter your own information for IFRA to know, for the IFRA summary to come up and give you the information. So this part, I feel like we can do like a whole lesson about it, just on how to enter your raw ingredients correctly so they show up for you while you're actually creating your formulation, and it shows you when you're above the limit, especially with anything essential oil related, with anything that is IFRA related. And we have all these different categories in skincare as well, right? So when you're here, you know you have 12 different categories for IFRA. If you're creating a body cream, if you're creating a lip, all of these ones have different rules on how much you can use of each of the constituents you have in your products. So this part is maybe not as sexy, again, but it's super, super important when you sell products. So remember to give it a try. If there are any questions around IFRA status or standards, if you have questions around how to read any of the IFRA summaries, and I'm trying to see if I can find a formulation I have in here. Let me just see if I can find something. I can't think of something right now. I would need to go, let me see. Here you see everything filled out, which one I have here. Maybe the Mandarin. Here, the Mandarin. Here's the status report of IFRA. So I added Bergamot, and you want to make sure to add the right one, because then you don't need to look for the status, right, if it is phototoxic. But here you can see I've got too much in it. You can see the total exceeds the quantity I've in here. The IFRA limit for this category, it's a leave-on product, I'm above status. And you can also see it then in here. The estradiol is too much. I have too much in here. I'm only allowed to have 0.00031% in here, but I have 0.059% in here. So I need to lower this. And that's why you want to put in all of your information into your raw ingredients and upload your GCMS reports and add your constituents. If you are a professional formulator or professional aromatherapist, if you're doing hobby, then it's up to you. But as soon as you start selling it, you need to know what you're giving your people. And if you have any allergens in your products, you also want to make sure that you don't sell allergens to someone who might be allergic to something, because they can come after you. Now, how high is the percentage? I don't know. I don't know when you're going to be audited, if you're going to be audited or anything like this. But the options are here to do accurate formulation in Blend Precisely. And I think keeping that with the inventory, keeping it all clean and clear for yourself while you're adding your new raw ingredients, while you're at it, then it gives you less headaches later on, because I would not want to fill out 10, 20, 30 different numbers for different products. I rather do it when I'm adding my products, but some people come back and do it. So again, if I play around and I'm just thinking, I don't do it, but once I know the product will work and I want to sell it, I add the CAS numbers and the constituent numbers, the GCMS reports, the STS reports, all of these ones. So that's what I do then. Let me know if you have any questions. And other than this, if you don't have the pre-populate with AI, you simply just add it by hand like it was before. And then you can just go ahead and save it as well as a new raw ingredient. And that's pretty much it. All right. Talk to you soon, everyone. Thank you for watching. Bye.